Hey guys, Kev here, and we're going to do a little run through of some rapid reviews. I thought that would be a good way to close out a few knives I have in for review. So the first one we're going to start off with is the Tor knives. Is this the Merchant 2.0? I always forget which one it is. I know, amazing. Where's the box? Yes. It is the Merchant 2.0, sorry. So the D10 on this is great. They've really updated that feature. They've updated the action, in my opinion. They've done a great job. Lockup's good. I do have a little bit of up and down there, but it's not failing or anything like that. The thumb studs look nice. They operate really well. The only time I slip off of them is when I'm on the lock bar, because it totally locks the knife up when you get anywhere near this sort of third of the lock bar. Left-handed thumb flick is excellent. I can't, oh, there you go. I got a thumb or reverse flick out left-handed. Right-handed, I can get it pretty good. It's got Sebenza vibes in terms of action. It's got Spartan vibes in terms of aesthetic and action. And if you're a washer guy, I think this is going to be in the ballpark now of things that are solid and recommendable. I mean, I don't have heavy-duty use with this, so, you know, you might want to check out some other reviews for people who have long-term use with these at this point. But I'm seeing market improvements from the originals, and that's always a good thing. It is nice and sharp. That was actually one thing on the Chasm that I had originally. It wasn't sharp out of the box, which is a real bummer for a knife to show up dull, you know. But this is nice and sharp, and the ergonomics are phenomenal. This size is nice and comfortable in my large glove size hand. I like the shape of the handle. I love the finish on the titanium. It's really nicely done. So I got to give Tor big props for stepping up their game and coming out with some really good updates on their knives. So that is the Tor Knives Merchant 2.0. And we'll just go ahead and jump right to the next one I had from House of Blades. Shout out to House of Blades. You can use my code LeftyEDC over there. It does exclude some companies like Benchmade, but it might work on that Tor. But that's House of Blades. The link's down below. You can use LeftyEDC there for 10% off. But this is the tagged out, and they have a version now with thumb studs, which is really cool. And this is in G10 versus plastic or Grivery. There's something about certain models from Benchmade. The Bug Out is one. This is one where it just fires. They just have a great setup. The studs are just on a great angle, and it really helps benefit that spring, and they put a stronger spring in there, which is nice. The thumb flick is excellent. The reverse flick is pretty good if you get it in the right spot. Sometimes you can fail it, but if you get it in the right spot, it's nice. The closing action has gotten better since I first opened this. You know, little wrist flick, and she comes down. You can hear it really crack out. You know, I really like that. This knife is nice. I really dig it. It's in S45BN. You know, the price is always going to be a factor with a Benchmade at this point. This might be a $300 knife. I don't know. So you got to decide for yourself on that. I'm not the price police, and I honestly just don't even know the price on these. Aluminum backspacer, which is really cool. Bug out clip. Nice finish on the blade right there. And yeah, this is the new version of the tagged out. Very cool. And again, check out House of Blades for that Tor knife and this one. I have one here from Glow Rhino. I did a video on this already. This is the Fermi, and this is a sort of budget knife. It's sort of mid-range for them because of the tritium. It's D2 and G10, OEM by Bestech, but then Glow Rhino take the knife and they add tritium on the handles and on the one side of the stud. You can choose which color tritium you want on the stud. You can get red, you can get orange, you can get this green. I think there's a yellow as well. And then you have the handle that has the green. I believe it's green on all of them. And it's a nice little liner lock. The action's solid. The detent is great. Has a DLC coating. Pretty sturdy, near pry bar-ish type blade on here. Now, the price is $100. It's $99.99, and, you know, D2 and G10 for that is a little tricky, but the reason is the tritium, guys. So the question is whether you want tritium on a more affordable knife, or if you think you'd rather just take something with a little bit more premium, add the tritium, and then just pay quite a bit more, you know. But for the people who want to get, you know, entry level sort of with tritium and get like an operator knife, I think this is pretty cool. And I have a dedicated video on this, so check that out. But this is the Fermi from Glow Rhino, and yeah, cool little ergonomic knife. It's not huge, but it fits my hand pretty well. Flat slabs, but yeah, they did a good job on it. It is Best Tech OEM. This one's a little bit off to the clip side there, and it is not a reversible clip, unfortunately, but it is on bearings, and that action is nice. So this one here is from Gear for Life, and this is one that is a little tricky for me. So they reached out and they wanted me to check this out, and I got it out of the box, and the first thing I noticed was the detent. It's just, man, it's really light. It's, to me, it's not really acceptable on this knife, but for some people, I think if you just give it the push button, it does open up fine. If you give it a good light switch, it does open up fine. I can reliably open it, knowing the knife, right? I can reliably open it. So I think I would say it's up to you as the consumer whether that's okay with you. They did check some other ones after I brought it up, and they said they were all similar. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that this model just has a lighter detent across the board, but you could get lucky and you may be able to adjust it. But that's a big thing I want to mention up front to you guys. So please remember, I am not giving this detent a pass. Now, other than that, this knife is quite nice. It's a pretty simple design. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Ferrum Forge Gent, but it's just a nice, clean, budget design, right? I think it's like $80 or $70. It's in VG10 with a nice belt satin, or machine satin. It's pretty close to a belt. It's nice. And I think I already said G10. Now, the website lists 10CR 15 MOV, which apparently is VG10. So that's why it's okay, I guess, for them to put VG10 on here. Or maybe it's just interchangeable. I don't know how that works, but I just want to point that out. And, you know, when the knife does deploy nicely like that, it does feel satisfying. It's got a nice pop to it. So, you know, it's just going to come down to the particular person. Does not have a reversible clip. It is a deep clary sort of budget loop over clip. And for a large glove size hand, I can just squeeze 4 on, and it's actually quite comfortable. You can choke up kind of flipper choil style, but you got to watch that edge. It does have a nice sticky edge on it. It's got a nice drop point blade. I just think it's a good looking design. That's just how I feel about it. And I really wish the best for this, and I hope they get the detent dialed in on future runs. And I think if the detent were on point, I would be raving about this knife. So there's that. This is called the Fast Eddie 1.0, and it's from Gear for Life, or GFL. I will link it down below for you if you're interested. But yeah, that is this guy right here, and it's in Coyote or Tan G10. Let's see, what else do I have? I did a dedicated video on this, so let's just cover this one. This is a CMB knife. This is the Zetsu, and man, there's just something about Tagout right now. The guy is killing it. He's the one behind the, I mean, a whole bunch of the Cavill knives that came out. You guys know I love the Denka, but he designed the Cage, and he designed the new one they have. That's I have one on the way. He's done some stuff with CMB recently. The Kawanagari I love. He's done some Kubi knives, the Aquino, and some other stuff. And he's killing it. He's like the designer of the year for me this year. He's absolutely prolific. And he even is starting his own company now. And this one's in copper CF with black wash bolsters and then a two-tone DLC and hand satin on the blade. It's M390 steel. It's got an absolutely stout, I shouldn't say stout, perfect detent. There it is, Zetsu M390 Tagout, and then you have CMB over here. The action is buttered. No skips in here, just stock bearings. Feels wonderful. You can do the normal front flip. You can do the roll back, and then you can also grip it up there and give it the old reach around. The ergos are nice. It's a little bit different because of the way the handle kind of like swoops, but it fits the hand really well for me. You can kind of get a grip anywhere depending on your hand size. You should be good because there's no like finger choils. And what I like is that my thumb lands before it goes into this poon, right? I'm not a big clip point guy, but man, this is just aggressive. And it just stands out to me. It's not necessarily my style, but it's just a goddamn good looking knife to me. And if you go gas station style, man, this thing would do some damage. Now, you don't have a guard or anything, but yeah, this would this would save some Slurpees for sure. Lock bar access is excellent. It's not cut back like crazy, but it just has this nice dip. Beautiful chamfers, and it just no problem getting in there. Can you flick it? I don't think so. I've never been able to. But maybe somebody could get a flick on it. The detent's just so good on it. So that is the Zetsu. I'm really digging this guy quite a bit. See that pop? Just really, really good. I do have a couple other ones that I could pull out here. We have a new Asher. This is the Spiro G10 with whole liner lock. And I can tell you right now, this is my favorite Asher so far. This one's in 20 CV and has that liner lock with G10. And man, it just is the perfect balance for me of everything. He added lock bar access. That's one thing that's always kind of bugged me on some of his Spiro models. Gone. Perfect. It has such a good detail. I mean, listen to that. Just crack-a-lackin'. Nice thin stock. No play. No rock. Nothing. Beautiful stonewash. Nice wire clip. Set up for lefty. You can carry it righty. It's got kind of a nice stonewash to it. Almost an acid wash on that hardware. Contouring, beautiful ergonomics, man. This knife just is fantastic. Whatever he's charging for it, 125, 150, whatever, easy recommend if it's available. You know, that's the tricky part with Asher. What I recommend is that you get on their wait list, not their wait list, their email list on their website, and you will get an email whenever he's going to be doing a drop. He lets the email list get first dibs, so just get on his email list. And if you miss a drop or there's something you're looking for, email him, DM him, and ask. You never know, you might be able to get one, but absolutely fantastic knife. That's the new Spiro. And then he came out with a fixed blade. This one's in S90V steel. And it's very cool. It's just got this crazy look to it. Kind of reminds me of that Harpoon, I think it's called, from Kaiser that looked really good. What I love about it is you get a full grip. You know, usually you don't get a full grip. But S90V, I think it's coming out this fall. And very comfortable in the hand, very slicey. I'm not a big fixed blade guy these days, but man, this is a solid one. And the coolest thing about it is the sheath. It's not going anywhere, perfectly retained, and it has this cool clip on it. As you can see, it locks that puppy in, so when you go to yank this out, it's coming out. And this is staying in your pants. So that's what she said, but very cool. You could set it up differently if you wanted to. But I like that setup for a knife like this with a full handle. So it's going up and not sideways, which is always hard to hide, you know. You have a little lanyard post here for those 9 people. And yeah, the one thing I find a little weird about it is this choil and the way this terminates right here. I don't know. I'm not a fixed blade guy, so that could be normal. But there's that. He also had a sort of axis lock knife that he sent me. I'm not sure what's going on with this, if it's coming out or what, but S35, I believe it's a Spiro design. You got that sort of half blood groove. The thing I don't like about this, there's 2 things. The spring is a little soft. which could be easily adjusted in production or whatever. And then these buttons, they just are kind of tight to the body, so you have to really dig in to pull them. And I much prefer to have them out so you can, you know, easily grab them. But I feel like I have to dig in. If my sweaty hands are on there, it's just a little bit difficult. But it's very cool, very comfortable. The Spiro is just tried and true at this point, so whatever he does with it will probably be good. And then the last one here is from Odin Wolf. So Odin Wolf is a German company. Their knives are made overseas, but they're the people behind the sow catcher that I checked out, and they sent me a new longer blade like that I'll be talking about later on. But this is their little picnic knife. So I don't know much about it. I don't even know the steel. I assume it's D2. And then you have this polymer / plastic handle. And it's just meant to be like a camp knife. So don't look at this as some fidgety, you know, knife or whatever. But, you know, I'm guessing it's going to be like 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks tops. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. It's a molded piece of plastic. And then you get a little grip here to pull it out. It pops, and it's very solid on that lockup. I mean, you can see that even to the point where it does stick a little. But I think that's good in this case. You want that very solid contact. And then you just have your little picnic knife. You know, you can cut your bread. You can spread a little bit of peanut butter. Again, it's meant for literally that, a picnic knife. I believe it's on washers. And, you know, you can see right here it gets tight. And then it locks up. But then it's very smooth here. And then it just pops into place. Nothing crazy. Nothing odd or whatever. It's interesting and cool. So I actually quite like it. But again, it's just meant to be a little camp piece, something like that. Nothing, you know, high end or anything. So check that out. It's the picnic knife. I'll link Odin Wolf down below. I do have a link for them, of course, below as well. And a discount code, Lefty10. As usual. So that's a whole bunch of knives for you guys right there. That's the picnic knife. We have the Gear for Life Fast Eddie 1.0. Here, I'll open them all out. We had the Asher Spiro crossbar lock. We had the Asher fixed blade. I don't even know the name. I'm so sorry. We had the Tor Knives Merchant 2.0 and the Benchmade tagged out with the thumb studs. We had the Spiro right here with the liner lock, and I think we had one more knife, and that was the Glow Rhino Fermi. Oh, and last but not least, we had the CMB knives Zetsu. Fantastic lineup right here, guys. Have you ever seen me do rapid reviews on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 knives in less than 20 minutes? Nobody ever thought that would happen. I love you guys for sticking with me, listening to all the rambles. I've dialed it in just a little bit, but no, I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much, and thank you to all the companies and people and everybody who support this channel and make it possible for me to check out all this stuff. It really means the world to me, to you, that you guys trust me with your stuff or want to get my feedback on it, and you know, for you guys to want to watch it. So yeah. Check out the links down below and leave me a comment. Let me know which one of these is your favorite. And if it's the picnic knife, what the hell's wrong with you? Love you guys. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later.